Imagine you arrive at a breathtaking destination. Your suitcase is in hand. Anticipation fills your heart, but suddenly you are told you cannot enter. Confused, stunned, and alone in a foreign airport, you watch your dream vanish. In 2025, this is not fiction. It is happening to American travelers around the world. But why? Number 1, setting the stage, the big picture. In an interconnected world once ruled by freedom of movement, 2025 has revealed a very different reality. The American passport, once seen as a symbol of privilege and ease, is increasingly attracting suspicion rather than smiles. Across continents, travelers from the United States are finding themselves facing visa refusals, interrogations, and sometimes outright hostility. This problem is not confined to a single region. Global headlines and personal stories highlight the same troubling theme. What we are witnessing is not just red tape or bureaucratic delay. It is a broader reflection of shifting politics, security anxieties, and growing unease between nations and their people. Number 2, global perceptions and cold receptions. Politically, American tourists are walking into an atmosphere that feels colder than ever. In Canada's ski resorts, instructors have been quietly avoiding visitors who wear overt political attire. In Europe, wearing a political cap or t-shirt can earn more than a disapproving glance. It can lead to uncomfortable confrontations or even refusal of service. Travel experts are now advising Americans to avoid obvious political statements altogether. Even in countries that have historically been friendly, discussions about U.S. politics are increasingly avoided. What used to be small talk now often becomes a heated debate. And instead of connecting cultures, these conversations create uncomfortable distance. Number 3, digital scrutiny and entry denials. In 2025, scrutiny is no longer limited to paperwork. Americans are being held up at borders not only for missing documents, but because of what appears on their digital devices. Even harmless jokes or memes online can create suspicion. A recent case made headlines when a traveler was turned away because a border officer found a controversial meme saved on his phone. The digital footprints that once seemed private are now front and center in the travel process. Airports and checkpoints are no longer just gateways. They have become interrogation rooms where personal lives are examined through the contents of phones and laptops. Number 4, the United States response at home. Ironically, as Americans face barriers abroad, their own government has been tightening restrictions at home. On June 9, 2025, a new travel ban took effect under the Trump administration. Nationals from 12 countries are now facing complete visa suspensions, and travelers from 7 more face partial restrictions. While U.S. citizens are not directly banned, the message to the world is clear. At the same time, new policies are making life harder for visitors already in the United States. All visa holders are now under continuous vetting. Their social media, online behavior, and even device histories can be checked at any time. If anything raises concern, visas can be revoked retroactively. This new era of constant surveillance is reshaping how nations view and treat each other's travelers. Number 5, American tourists on the back foot. For American tourists, this changing environment feels like a wake-up call. For decades, the U.S. passport has been considered one of the strongest in the world, opening doors in nearly every country. But now those same doors are harder to push open. Travelers are beginning to sense that being American is no longer an advantage abroad. Conversations among fellow tourists and locals reflect this change. Some are choosing not to travel as far. Others are reconsidering destinations they once assumed would be welcoming. A growing question is spreading among U.S. travelers. Is it still worth the risk of rejection? Number 6, economic impact and image crisis. The consequences extend far beyond inconvenience. They are reshaping economies. Major travel companies warn that U.S. tourism is losing global appeal. Fees like the new refundable $250 visa integrity fee, combined with long wait times and aggressive enforcement, are discouraging potential visitors. Cities that rely heavily on tourism, such as New York, are already seeing the pinch. Number 7, international competition. China welcomes the world. While the U.S. is tightening its gates, other countries are swinging them wide open. China, for example, is using 2025 to roll out an aggressive tourism strategy. 75 countries now enjoy visa-free entry, and the list is expanding. This policy is designed not just to attract tourists, but also to build international goodwill and soft power. The results are immediate. While U.S. tourism revenue is projected to fall by tens of billions of dollars this year, China and other nations are capitalizing on the shift. American travelers, finding doors closed in one place, are increasingly looking for alternatives. The global tourism map is being redrawn before our eyes. Number 8. Safety concerns and local hostility. Another factor shaping rejection of American tourists is the rising tide of local resentment. In Mexico City, for example, protests against gentrification are targeting foreign tourists. Locals argue that an influx of digital nomads, many of them from the United States, is driving up housing prices and displacing communities. This sentiment is echoed in other popular destinations. From Lisbon to Bali, local populations are expressing frustration at the social and economic impact of mass tourism. Americans, visible and numerous, often become the face of the problem. This creates an environment where hostility is not just directed at outsiders in general, but specifically at travelers from the U.S. In 2025, the American traveler finds themselves under a spotlight. Their passport no longer guarantees a warm welcome. Policies, politics, and perceptions are shaping the way the world responds. But travel has always been more than just movement. It is about human connection, learning, and respect.